Sharon prepares herself as she saw Seong Jin's face flickers, then thought, "Come at me, Seong Jin." A few seconds later, she finally saw Seong Jin's real face. She wasn't just a shadow anymore. When Sharon got a good look at her, she was surprised. Seong Jin looked even prettier than she had expected. Since Seong Jin had done terrible things in the book, Sharon couldn't help but feel nervous. But she figured it was better to keep Seong Jin close, so she could watch her carefully. When Sharon officially added Seong Jin to her team, Seong Jin looked really happy. Meanwhile, Jihyun Young stood behind her, watching. Then, Jihyun said she would join Sharon's team too. Sharon felt worried when she heard that and asked Jihyun if she was sure, since she was injured. Jihyun told her it was better than just sitting around all day. Listening to their conversation, Sharon felt relieved knowing that the two got along well now. Hannah was watching Seong too. She remembered the things Seong had said about Sharon, things like how they couldn't fully trust her, how she acted like a dictator, and how she pretended to be important. Seong had said a lot of bad things about Sharon. What is Seong Jin planning? Hannah wondered. Sharon wrote on the blackboard and said, "I think we all agreed on this. Team 1, Mahui Yong, Seong Jin, Sharon Eun, Jihyun Young. Team 2, Shinbi Yun, Jinwei Choi, Sonwoo Ha, Cherim Han. Team 3 Hannah Du, Seonyoung Kim, Jinsun Young, Yeri Pyeon, Se-eun Ham. Before we go, everyone, pick a weapon," Sharon said. Teams 1 and 2 tore pieces from their uniforms and wrapped them around their arms to keep zombies from biting them. Jinwei Choi grinned at their idea and said, "Hey, this looks tough." Cherim laughed too. "So if one of them bites this arm, pow. One broken coconut." Hannah Du and Se-eun Ham frowned and reminded Cherim that what she was saying was dangerous. They told her to be careful. Cherim laughed again. I know, I was just joking." Even so, the two of them still didn't fully trust Cherim. After the banter, Cherim looked at the stained floor, furrowing her eyebrows, remembering what happened in that floor. Sharon then told Team 3 that once they got the signal, they should come down right away or the others would come to get them. When they weren't allowed to call, only text. Calls were only for real emergencies. Sharon would be the contact for Team 1, Shinbi Yun for Team 2, and Hannah Du for Team 3. She also reminded Team 3 not to let anyone in, no matter what. Especially you, Yeri. Don't let anyone in, okay? Yeri had let Ms. Lee in before, and because of that, they were almost in danger. Yeri nodded. "Yeah, I get it. I didn't know that would happen with Ms. Lee, it almost got us in trouble." Sharon then called Hannah Du over. "I need to talk to you, Hannah." Cherim saw them and raised an eyebrow. "Why so secretive?" Sharon just shrugged. "It's nothing. I just need to ask Hannah for a favor. If the past hasn't changed, then the same people are still in control of the shop. There should be 3 of them, one with a baseball bat, one extra, and Minwoo Ha," Sharon thought. "We have the upper hand, 4 against 3. But Jihyun is the only strong fighter, so we don't have much firepower. But I have a plan. I want to find Rina Song. If we meet her, I'm sure I can convince her to join us. But that's only if we run into her." She also thought, "I asked Hannah to gather as much new information as she could and to tell me if she spots Rina." When they left the classroom, Mahui and Jihyun Young got ready to throw the rooster toy, which would make a loud noise and distract the zombies. As soon as they threw it, the toy made a sound, and they all ran away as fast as they could. While running, Sharon's teammates noticed she looked happy. They pointed it out to her. Sharon smiled. "Just thinking about eating triangle kimbaps makes me happy." Then she asked, "Do you guys think there are any left in the shop?" Her teammates looked at her in disbelief. "Out of all the food, you want triangle kimbaps?" Sharon nodded. "Yeah, I love them. Especially the Jeonju bibimbap flavor." Meanwhile, Back in the classroom, Yeri Pion sighed and told Jinsun Yom, I should have gone with them. I'm so bored. Jinsun Yom shrugged. Then just do something to keep busy. Jinsun then noticed Se-eun Ham and Hana-do looking at their phones. Why are you guys checking your phones? Did someone message you? Se-eun and Hana quickly replied, oh, it's nothing. But they had just seen a message from Sharon, saying, please try and make me look good to Jinsun and Yeri. Minwoo was waking up his companions, but they complained, asking if they could sleep a little longer. However, Minwoo firmly said that wasn't an option, warning that they could be attacked by other people wanting their shelter or even by zombies. I wrote down the order in which we should eat our food based on their expiry dates, Minwoo explained. One of his companions argued, but we have plenty of food. Why not just eat whatever we want? Minwoo shook his head. No, we have no contact with the outside world, and we don't know how long we'll be stuck here. Besides, who knows? There could be other survivors. If you don't want to die young, you'd better listen, Minwoo added sternly. One of his companions sarcastically responded, yes, yes, your wish is my command, your highness. Minwoo was left speechless by the comment. Another companion questioned, why should we even bother looking for other survivors? If we're the only ones left, what does it matter? If we rescue others, they'll only eat our food. Minwoo retorted, we built this shelter to save people. That's why we're here. But didn't you say yesterday that we should search for those girls in case they're dead? Another companion teased. Minwoo, looking annoyed, replied, that was a rational response to that situation. Remembering how Charon looked at him when they saved them, made him annoyed. I saved her and she gave me that kind of look. The one with a baseball bat in hand asked, do you think those girls are dead? Probably, another answered, which is sad. One of them was pretty hot. Maybe we shouldn't have saved them. But it would be cool if they were still alive. One of them was injured, and I saved her like in the movies. Stop daydreaming, the one with the baseball bat said. But hey, with the way things are going, this really is like a movie. You know the bravest guy always gets the prettiest girl, right? What would your movie be rated then? Someone joked. Definitely R-rated, another laughed. Annoyed by their conversation, Minwoo scolded them. Enough with this nonsense. Let's get ready. Okay, I guess I can't say anything, the one with the bat grumbled. What are you, some kind of white knight? Muttering under his breath, the companion added, what a tool. In the classroom, Se-eun and Hana were trying to convince Yeri and Jinsun that Charon wasn't as bad as they thought. I know, Yeri admitted, but just like Charon had asked, Se-eun and Hana were attempting to persuade the others. Charon could have punished us for what we did, but she didn't, Se-eun said. Isn't that right, Yeri? Yeri nodded hesitantly. Yeah, I guess. She felt guilty about what happened to Ms. Lee, and it was beginning to sway her opinion. But then Jinsun spoke up. I don't get it, Jinsun said, glaring at them. Why are you suddenly defending Charon? From my perspective, you all look ridiculous, she added. Honestly, it's like you have no self-respect. Aren't you ashamed, suddenly pretending to be her fans? Jinsun continued, until yesterday, you acted like she was invisible. Then what about you? Se-eun asked, trying to turn the tables. Me, what about me? Jinsun shot back. I never bullied Charon. That's why I can be objective about this. I have no problem with her letting. She's doing a good job. But acting like her follower, that's a whole different issue. Get your head straight. Before she could say more, a message notification interrupted her. Check it, Jinsun said, motioning to Hana. Oh. Okay, Hana replied, opening her phone. Jinsun's words echoed in Hana's mind. She felt conflicted, unable to argue. Deep down, she knew Jinsun was right. She couldn't understand why they hated Charon so much before. Sure, Charon had been rude sometimes, but was that really enough to justify their resentment? It's like a curse has been lifted, Hannah thought. Even so, the guilt lingered. I still feel bad. That's why I want to keep helping, she resolved. Meanwhile, Mahui anxiously approached Charon, who's holding her phone. Charon, did you get something? Mahui asked. Yes, Charon replied. The news I've been waiting for. We need to go somewhere before we head to the nurse's office. The message they received had confirmed it. They found Rina. Where? Why? Mahui asked, confused. You'll see, Charon said with a slight smile. There's someone we need to meet. It'll be nice to see her face. But first, we need to handle this. Is it my turn to step up? Jihyun Young asked. The courtyard was overrun with zombies. Some had mutated, their bodies growing multiple limbs. Jihyun led the charge, using whatever she could find as weapons. She hurled objects at the zombies with impressive force, quickly taking them down. Charon watched in awe. Mahui and Seong worked together, wielding a makeshift weapon, a broom with a kitchen knife attached. Jinwei proudly called it the Green Dragon Crescent Blade. After successfully clearing the area, they caught their breath. Are you okay? Someone asked Jihyun, worrying about her wrist. No time to complain, Jihyun responded stoically. Her arm strength made her deadly even without a proper weapon. Unfortunately, her first throw had been Mahui's makeup pouch. Foundation, lip tint, mascara, blush, eyeshadow, eyeliner, and face mist scattered on the ground. Mahui was visibly upset. I'm not crying, Mahui sniffed, but that blush was discontinued 6 years ago, and it was perfect for me. I'll find it online and buy you a new one, Jihyun offered. Despite the situation, Jihyun's quick thinking made her ideal for reconnaissance and combat. It feels strange calling her a character, Charon thought. Where are we going now? Seong asked. The third-floor library, Charon answered. That's where we'll find our new ally. At the library, Rina stood outside, gripping a baseball bat. She had cleared most of the zombies in the area. There's nothing here, Rina muttered. But it does seem like there are fewer zombies. Did we miss each other? Wherever she went, a trail of destruction followed. With Shinbi's team. Shinbi appeared tense as her team prepares to move. Okay, let's go, she said nervously. Charon tried to comfort her, placing a hand on her shoulder. Don't be so tense, we will find our friends. Huh, aren't we here to check the first floor? Jinwei asked, perplexed about what Charon said. We can multitask, it will be good to find them, Charon replied to her. Songwoo interrupted them. You're being too calm. They might not be alive when we find them. That's sad, Charon said softly. Songwoo replied, it's better to prepare ourselves. If we don't prepare ourselves for that, someone might have a breakdown and that will put us all at risk. Charon looked at Shinbi worriedly. Songwoo then turned to Shinbi. Promise me something, Shinbi. I know you came along to find your friend Yuri, but if she's no longer human, promise me that you'll be the one to take care of her. Though hesitant, Shinbi nodded. All right, I'll do it. I'll make sure I'll be the one to take care of her. Songwoo was relieved with her words. You made the right choice. That's tragic, isn't it going too far? Charon remarked. This doesn't just apply to Shinbi, it applies to me too, Songwoo replied firmly. Minwoo looks at the broken screen of his phone. He wonders if his twin sister was worried about him. I should have memorized her number. He thought, regretting not memorizing her number, then he sighed. But I'm sure if we keep looking, I'll find her. As Charon and her team approaches the library, someone said, "So Rina is in the library right now." Another one chimed in, "Rina and the library. Those two don't go together at all." Hearing that conversation, Charon agreed to their words. Finally, Charon thought as they are now outside the library, Rina's song should be here.